Goliath, a Philistine giant, stood tall, a figure of immense power. For 40 days, he terrorized the Israelites, his voice a booming threat. His size alone paralyzed their army, fear gripping every soldier's heart. He was clad in bronze armor, gleaming under the harsh sun. His spear was massive, like a weaver's beam, a symbol of destruction. The Israelites, including King Saul, cowered, hope dwindling. No warrior dared to face him, fear outweighing courage. Goliath's taunts echoed through the valley of Elah, a constant reminder of their weakness. He mocked their faith, their courage, his words sharp as daggers. He represented the ultimate antagonist, a force of overwhelming intimidation. The situation seemed hopeless, the Philistines poised to crush them. Fear gripped the land, a suffocating blanket of despair. Goliath continued his relentless campaign, a master of psychological warfare. He dared any Israelite to challenge him, a challenge laced with scorn. Single combat would decide the fate of the war, a terrifying prospect. Each day, Goliath emerged, his presence casting a long shadow. His voice boomed across the valley, a sound that chilled the blood. The Israelite soldiers trembled, their hands gripping their weapons tightly. King Saul paced nervously, his face etched with worry. He offered riches and glory to any man who could defeat the giant. But the reward seemed insignificant compared to the risk. The days turned into weeks, the fear growing more intense. Goliath's laughter echoed, a mocking sound that fueled their despair. The Philistine army watched, confident in their champion's strength. They anticipated an easy victory, their eyes filled with cruel anticipation. The Israelites prayed for a miracle, their hope dwindling with each passing day. Some whispered of fleeing, of abandoning their land to the enemy. But others remained, clinging to the belief that God would intervene. The valley was a stage for a drama of fear and defiance. Goliath was the star, his performance designed to crush their spirit. The Israelites were the audience, trapped in a nightmare of their own making. Each taunt was a blow, each day a step closer to defeat. The weight of expectation pressed down on King Saul. He longed for a hero, a savior who could deliver them from this torment. But none came forward, the fear too great to overcome. The sun beat down on the valley, intensifying the tension. The air was thick with dread, a palpable sense of impending doom. Goliath raised his spear, a gesture of defiance and dominance. His shadow stretched across the battlefield, a symbol of his power. The Israelites braced themselves, waiting for the inevitable attack. Their hearts pounded in their chests, a rhythm of fear and uncertainty. The fate of Israel hung in the balance, a nation on the brink of collapse. Goliath roared again, his voice shaking the very ground. The Israelites closed their eyes, praying for deliverance. Hope seemed lost, swallowed by the giant's overwhelming presence. The valley held its breath, waiting for the final act. Goliath surveyed the Israelite ranks, his eyes filled with contempt. He saw only fear, only weakness, only a people ripe for conquest. He prepared to strike, to unleash his fury upon the defenseless. The Israelites braced for impact, their fate sealed. But in the distance, a figure appeared, small but determined, a shepherd boy, approaching the battlefield, seemingly unaware of the danger. He carried a sling and a bag of stones, an unlikely weapon against such a foe. His eyes were fixed on Goliath, unwavering and full of faith. A glimmer of hope flickered in the hearts of the Israelites. Could this be the savior they had been waiting for? Or was he just another lamb to the slaughter? The shepherd boy walked forward, defying the giant's shadow. He was David, and he had come to challenge Goliath. The battle was about to begin. Goliath's taunts echoed, the Israelites paralyzed with fear. A young shepherd, David, arrived at the battlefield. He saw Goliath's arrogance and felt disgust. David questioned the soldiers, learning of the giant's challenge. He was shocked by the fear gripping his people. David declared he would fight Goliath, trusting in God. His brothers scoffed, questioning his courage and experience. David remained steadfast, his faith unwavering. News of David's offer reached King Saul. Saul summoned David, surprised by his youth. Saul doubted David's ability to defeat the giant. David recounted how he protected his sheep from lions and bears. He declared God would protect him from Goliath too. Saul, impressed by David's faith, relented. Saul offered David his bronze armor and sword. David tried on the heavy armor, struggling to move. He removed the armor, finding it cumbersome and unfamiliar. David chose his shepherd's staff and sling instead. He picked 5 smooth stones from a nearby stream. He placed the stones in his shepherd's bag. David approached Goliath with unwavering faith. Goliath saw David, a mere boy, and sneered. He mocked David's youth and lack of weapons. Goliath cursed David by his gods. David declared he came in the name of the Lord. He proclaimed he would defeat Goliath and feed him to the birds. David ran towards Goliath, sling in hand. He reached into his bag and took out a stone. He placed the stone in his sling. David whirled the sling above his head. The sling released, the stone flying towards Goliath. The stone struck Goliath in the forehead. Goliath staggered, his eyes widening in shock. The giant crashed to the ground with a mighty thud. David ran towards the fallen Goliath. He took Goliath's sword. He used it to cut off Goliath's head. The Philistines, seeing their champion fall, panicked. They turned and fled in terror. The Israelites, emboldened by David's victory, pursued them. They chased the Philistines from the battlefield. The Israelites plundered the Philistine camp. David's victory became a symbol of courage. It was a symbol of faith and the triumph of the underdog. David carried Goliath's head to Jerusalem. King Saul questioned David about his lineage. David replied that he was the son of Jesse of Bethlehem. The people celebrated David's heroic deed. Songs were sung in his honor throughout the land. David's name became synonymous with bravery. His faith inspired generations to come. The victory over Goliath secured Israel's freedom. It marked the beginning of David's rise to power. David's story became a timeless testament. It showed that even the smallest can overcome the greatest odds, with faith, courage, and God's help. The Valley of Elah was forever changed. It was a reminder of David's triumph. The shepherd boy who slayed a giant. A victory echoing through eternity.